Shai, who's busy with some dad duty right now, but also Jaswinder, who's been a good friend and longtime ecosystem contributor. You want to introduce yourself?
I've been working on Near here and there since 2021, just doing open source contributions whenever I can do it. And yeah, that's it.
And your Twitter threads too. I've been
Yeah,
noticing you've been bringing them back.
I took a long pause, so to speak, and now I'm back with writing threads, starting having some more writing inspirations lately. So yeah.
So today, we've talked about this. We're going to try and look into some smart contracts, some global contracts, especially in the context of the marketplace. There's some pretty cool tech. What's it called? Global contracts on Near, which we could check out.
I get really excited about global contracts because for me it's a unique way that you can reuse existing modules or existing contracts that other people might write. So I think it's a really cool from a just code reuse, standardization across the network, and then from a builder perspective, just being able to kind of inherit all these Lego blocks that are traditionally challenging, not only to figure out how to manage and deploy, but also you have to pay for them sometimes if you have to deploy each contract.
I mean, yeah, especially compared to like factory contracts that we've had to use. I mean, how much was Sputnik now in order to deploy? I remember it was like $60.
Six.
Whenever.
Yeah, it's 6 Near or
Shout out to the DevHub Docs team for these great, really readable docs.
Guillermo's been writing a lot of stuff. That's some of the work that we're trying to do around global contracts of like getting more of this content of like how to use the global contracts, what's the best practices. So yeah, big shout out to Guillermo and the DevHub team.
I remember in the early days, it used to take 5 Near to deploy an NFT contract. I did not have 5 Near back then
Right.
to deploy it.
Yeah.
So I talked to Mint-based team about it, and then they end up deploying this open Mint-based contract for people who don't have the 5 Near to deploy their own contract. And then you would just text the team. They would add you as one of the users to the smart contract, and then you can mint on this contract, which was mixed of people who would want to do mint. So it was pretty cool. You don't have such problems now with global contracts because, as you can see here, you can either deploy a contract as a regular contract, so that's always there, or you can just say there is already a global contract deployed and I want to use it. Here you can see that you're setting it up on your own. Like whenever you deploy an NFT contract, it needs a bunch of arguments, parameters that you need to set up. You're essentially just setting it up here, and the code is being reused from the global contract. There's a hash example, and then there's the accounts example as well.
What a great thing for standards. NFT
Yeah.
concepts definitely, people implementing them themselves, having to put in their own unique little capabilities, but maybe it breaks something somewhere else. I've definitely noticed some NFT contracts on Near. If I like transfer to another wallet, it doesn't pick up from the other wallet. Global contracts is great because you can get everybody to be on the same exact standard instead of a whole ecosystem.
Yeah, in a Shopify kind of context, selling merch and marketplaces, I think a global market contract does make sense because it is going to be much easier to sort of manage everything. Imagine if there is a single market contract. How do you index something specifically for one user? Let's say you're a user on the market contract, I'm a user on the market contract. You're selling a bunch of phones and I'm selling a bunch of books. There, how do you distinguish?
Yeah.
If you want to put up your own page, like
Yep.
store, if you want to put your own market.
We'll have the market contract. We'll do a global deploy of the NFT contract and the global market contract. That's our collection and that's our marketplace.
Yeah.
Let's just do basic. I want to make sure that this works.
Yeah.
So should I do cargo near build? Global contracts. Let's go. Deployed. Okay, so here's our deploy global contract. So now that's the global contract has been deployed. And now I should deploy to another account that global contract, correct?
Yes, you need to use this global reference now.
But
This is the actual usage. Yeah, nice.
usage itself would be looks like this. Okay.
Yeah. Shout out to Near Blocks for making that really clear. But cool. We have a NFT contract deployed with really low costs.
I guess the next steps would be to, deploy a collection, but see how that all is. That was a pretty good session talking about global contracts, why they're useful, when to use them, when not to use them. We went through and we deployed one ourselves. We deployed a NFT contract. We saw how while the initial deployment costs a lot, our sequent deployments that use that reference. We also talked about in the context of the marketplace, the merch store, we're probably looking at a market global contract and an NFT global contract, where specifically the marketplace, this merch store, has their own deployment of the store contract. Since the store is also doing a collection, maybe this is a different account, but the near collection or a Legion collection would then be an NFT contract.
Yeah.
Too. Let's definitely do this again sometime. We'll have to find another topic. I know that there's a lot to talk about.
Awesome.
All right. Well,
bye-bye, dear fam.
I'll catch you later.